Here, I'm going to pitch it over to Josh, and he's going to introduce the Park Hill Summer Camp in Gainesville for us all.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm glad to see the interest level here. We're excited about what we're doing with the Greenleaf Foundation. So a little background on my experience with summer camp. 27 years ago in 1995, I was just a kid. My youth group basically gathered together and said, hey, we really want a really solid, strong outreach project in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We kind of banged our heads together on like what can be something that's lasting and impactful for the community. And at the time there was 40 kids in the youth group, all high school youth. And we basically designed a week-long day camp for children that live in communities that really didn't have summer camps available to them and couldn't afford to really go outside the community to go to another summer camp. So in 1995, we founded Camp Impact. It was a lot of I have 4 brothers. My wife's family, we grew up together. So our families were a big part of it, and then the youth group as well. And we founded Camp Impact. And still today, Camp Impact hasn't missed a year. 27 years in existence. I go back home every summer in the first week of June to volunteer at it. And it's an amazing, lasting camp that is basically organized, operated, fundraised, and run by high school youth still today. And benefits the local community and takes about 150 to 200 campers for that first week of June and gives them a week-long free summer camp. So ever since I moved to the Atlanta area, I wanted to get a comparable type of camp off the ground and was really looking for the community to build it with. And over the years, that community has turned into Greenleaf. So I'm excited to be working with you guys and working with our foundation to really get it off the ground. Our Gainesville residents in Hall County, they're that live at Park Hill, that live at Baker and Glover, that live between our mobile home parks and apartments. We've been the largest affordable housing provider in Hall County for I think 6 or 7 years now, and we do amazing work up there, and we really just want to continue to enhance that amazing work that our teams already do. So the plan is the last week of July, so July 25th through 29th, is to have a fully functioning summer camp on the grounds of Park Hill. So what does that mean? Park Hill is a big property. If you haven't been there, the office is a 3-story house. So it's just a different property than you're used to seeing. Behind the office is a 3,000 square foot warehouse. It has a very large field with a brand new playground, has a sport court, has a pavilion. The property has a lot of different locations on it that we can basically build a summer camp out of. It'll be nice and convenient for the residents to really just kind of roll out of bed and show up at the camp. And it'll be great for our group as well because we're so familiar with the property that we can really provide extra services there. So the penciled in plan right now is the week of July 25th through 29th. That's Monday through Friday. The camp would run basically 9 to 12 in the morning. And in that morning, think about rotational activities. So the kids will be broken into, so by the way, we have 60 campers already signed up for this camp. So that's why we're so excited to really do that. Stephanie and her team reached down to the residents and said, hey, would anyone be interested in this? We're looking to get our camp off the ground, and this is what we're looking to provide. And we had 60 kids sign up in the first week or two. So I expect the number to grow probably closer to 80 by the time the camp actually gets here. And what we'll be doing for the summer camp is kind of, if you think about a Monday through Friday, the morning will kind of be a set kind of rotational activity. So 9 to 10, and breaking into 1 hour blocks. So 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 and 12. Each group of campers, which will be divided out by age, will spend 1 hour doing an activity. So I keep using the example of like basket weaving. So let's say Duncan, I see Duncan's on here. Let's say Duncan's favorite weekend hobby in the entire world, he spends his entire weekend weaving baskets. He learned it with his grandmother, and it's something that's lived with him, and he wants to teach his kids this. And this is going to be something that lives with Duncan for the rest of his life. And he has a passion to teach other people about basket weaving. We would love for Duncan to come volunteer at our camp and teach our campers how to do basket weaving and sign up for one of those mornings between 9 and 12, and say the 9 to 10 o'clock hour is 6 and 7-year-old kids. And the 10 to 11 o'clock hour is 8 and 9-year-old kids. And the 11 to 12 o'clock hour is 11 and 12-year-old kids. The age range is 6 to 12. So that's kind of how the morning's going to work. So we'll need 3 activities times 5 for the 5 days of the week. So 15 activities for the morning slots. And my ask of you guys is to think about like something that if this is interesting to you, you'd love to get involved. If there's something that you would love to teach campers or do with campers, even maybe you don't know how to do it, but it sounds like a neat idea to do with campers. We'd love to have you sign up for an activity and help facilitate an activity like that. Then we'll break for lunch. We'll bring in lunch on site. We're going to bring in a big tent and tables and chairs and all that. We'll do a lunch on site. And then in the afternoon, we're actually working with Josh Bagwell. He has access to commercial buses. And we're working on basically busing the kids from Park Hill to an offsite activity. So the offsite activities we're looking at are basically the city of Gainesville has a outdoor water park. It's smaller, so it's not like Linear Island. It's a smaller outdoor water park, but it's still an outdoor water park in the city limits. It's about 4 miles from Park Hill, but very easy to get to. The Botanical Gardens is 3 miles from Park Hill. There's a family farms with like apple picking and petting zoo and all that stuff about 3-4 miles from there. And so basically finding 5 activities in the afternoon that basically we can go as a destination and bring the kids to. So we'll also need volunteers to really just support the campers as we go to different activities. So that's kind of the camp in a nutshell. The camp is in my head is very much designed, and I'm kind of modeling it after Camp Impact in Dallas. So in the info that Natalie put out there, there's a link to campimpact.org. There's a video on there. You can watch the video. I'm pretty sure I'm on there. My brother is the director of the camp, has been director for 10 years or so. I know everyone that's on that video because we go back every year. So take a look at that if you kind of want to get more of kind of the cultural, environmental feel more than just kind of me verbally explaining this to you. I think that video does a phenomenal job of kind of showing you what it's like in a day at camp. In Dallas, we run a Girl Scout site, which is phenomenal. I looked at a bunch of sites over the last year, and really the summer is fully booked. It's really hard to rent out a campsite. And so this year there just wasn't a reason, there wasn't a way to do it in Gainesville. But we're going to continue to look at that over the years. But this year, we think the best plan to launch Camp Greenleaf. It seems like it's been a favorable name. We're also looking for name suggestions. But if it's called Camp Greenleaf, launch Camp Greenleaf on the site of Park Hill, and then kind of do little day trips as kind of field trips with the campers as we go. Steph sent me some questions from her and her team. I'm going to go through some of these, and then we can kind of open the floor up here. So when is camp? Is July 25th through 29th. The age range of the campers are ages 6 through 12. So if you're thinking about activities, think of elementary school age activities. Obviously, working with 6 and 7-year-olds is different than 11 and 12-year-olds. But for the most part, the activity can somewhat translate. Some questions talked about cost and funding. We'll do some fundraisers through our foundation to fund it. Camp should run probably around $10,000 to $20,000, depending on how much we get donated in terms of when we do these offsite visits. Like, are we paying entrance to the pool, or are they donating it to us? And then also, for lunches, our intentions would be to like get the local Chick-fil-A or Papa John's, etc., to donate lunch every day. That's how we do the camp in Dallas-Fort Worth. Campers are not expected to make any payment or anything. It's free for them. We'll be located on Park Hill, and camp will start at 9 o'clock, and there'll be a snack in the morning, a full lunch, and then some kind of snack in the afternoon. I think a lot of you on this, and a lot of people in that work with our sites in Park Hill are bilingual, so that will help kind of facilitate things. I'm looking through all these questions. That's why I'm reading and talking at the same time. And I would say that my biggest ask of you guys is, this is something that you're interested in or passionate about, I'd love to have you, volunteer with us. Volunteer means a lot of different things. So One could be, hey, Duncan's gonna do basket weaving. Duncan, I'm already signing you up for this. So sign up for some kind of activity that you want to teach or do with the kids. Like, and when I go back to Dallas, I like doing hands-on science with kids. So I basically, sciencebob.com is one of my favorite websites to pull ideas from. I go on sciencebob.com. I pick a couple activities that are good for that age group. And I literally, I get all the stuff and I do science activities with the kids all week. So think about if there's some activity you want to do, if you just want to say, hey, I love this idea, I'd love to just be part of it, I can be a warm body, put me where you need me, we'll need lots of counselors. So where I'm currently, or I would say where we are currently lacking, is really the stable of counselors. So if any of you are part of an organization or youth group that likes this kind of stuff or wants to volunteer, we probably need at least 30 counselors to come and volunteer for the week. And so I'd love to talk to you about that, and please reach out to me if that's something that's interesting. And then also, to pull this camp off, we're going to need about 4 or 5 committee members to basically help tackle every category of camp, from transportation to offsite activities to onsite activities to volunteers coming and going, etc. So if that's of interest to you, and we would start working on this next week. So if you want to help design camp and be part of that, please reach out to me, and you can be part of kind of our give or take 5-person committee, and we can kind of divide up the workload. This is not a lot of work for any individual person. It is a lot of work for one person, but it won't be a lot of work if we divide it up. So committee, any kind of activity that you're passionate about, or if you just want to kind of be there and help us manage. So 3 different ways to get involved. Would love to have all of you bring friends, bring family. Like, our camp in Dallas is very much a family environment from a volunteering standpoint. So like, I go with my wife, my 4 kids, and we've all volunteered together for the entire week. So we'd love to have a similar type of engagement with you. We'd love to meet your families. And provide that opportunity for us all to kind of mingle and kind of build better relationships with each other and each other's families. So I'm looking in the chat box. Natalie posted. All right. So since we're on Zoom, we can communicate with each other. So feel free to unmute, ask me any questions, drill me. If you want to throw something in the chat box, we can respond to that. Or if there's nothing else, you can just shoot me an email, and we can start planning how you want to get involved if you like to get involved. Oh, I see Kat's video is turned on. She got the red glasses on.
So my question is, how many kids should we
mute? No, my volume's off. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. Talk to me.
Yes. So I'm kind of wondering, in planning a class, how many kids would we expect? Because that kind of impacts the materials, the level of involvement you can have. Yeah.
So probably somewhere between 20 and 25 kids per class. So think about it like an elementary school class.
Okay. Fun.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. So the general ratios would be like 3 to 1, three campers per counselor. So, okay. If there's 24, for easy numbers, if there's 24 kids sitting in your audience, there should be 8 counselors. And those 8 counselors should be wrangling those children to listen to what you're saying. So if you're teaching and lecturing, you probably need at least 1 or 2 helpers. And then the counselors are sitting in the audience focusing on the kids to help facilitate the activity, but you're actually leading the activity.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Hey, Josh.
Oh, the basket weaver.
Basket weaver. Yep. How old do you want the counselors to be? Is there an age range you're looking for, like high school, college kids?
I think it has to be at least high school age. But I think it could be anything from I don't see any age limit in terms of, like, it probably needs to be a minimum of a high school age because they have to be older than the campers. But I don't see any upper range on the age limit. So like, if our counselors end up being a group of, full grown adults or grandmas that want to come in and be counselors, that's great too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So like, if you're part of any kind of organization of young adults, whatever it is, like the way we do it in Texas is high school youth, just because that's the youth group design. But I don't think that's going to translate as seamlessly to this camp, because number one, it's in Gainesville, so it's kind of weeded out. A lot of my connections in the Atlanta area. Gainesville is a lot smaller market for really everything. So there's not as many youth groups, there's not as many organizations, it's just not as broad of a market. And so that's why the counselor part has been a little tricky, because commuting every day from Atlanta to Gainesville, think about it this way, drive 45-50 minutes, spend 8-9 hours outside with a bunch of kids yelling and screaming, and then drive that time back, and then do that 5 days in a row. Like, I don't think people are going to make it to Friday.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Josh.
Steph, what's up?
Hey, I just want to clarify to everyone on the call that you guys hear that the camp is for a full week, full 5 days, but just like he mentioned just now, that it's not that to volunteer, it doesn't mean, you're 8 hours Monday through Friday. If operationally you can do that, fantastic. But we understand as an organization, like, we just wouldn't be able to support our entire company, hanging out at Park Hill for the week. So when you're thinking about volunteering, I picture it as, Duncan and his basket weaving skills, he can come on Monday, and for that whole first day, the first three hour block, he's going to be teaching basket weaving, and then he's done. He's finished his obligation, unless he wanted to serve in additional capacity, right? So just look at it as chunks when you commit. And then if you're able to, come for a whole day. So if you have 2 maintenance techs, one can come one day, one can come the other, so we don't feel that pain of being away. We all say, oh my gosh, the emails won't stop, and all this work will pile up. But just be flexible when thinking about the resources we have on site at Park Hill. And again, if you sign up for a part of the day, we do have office space in the leasing office that has Wi-Fi, that you're able to check emails and do stuff, when you have a break. So it's not that you're completely disconnected and then, getting bogged down. So I just wanted to point that out, that it's not a whole week-long commitment. Just chunk it up if you can. And then Josh, how and where? So if we have ideas of things that we're passionate about, if I wanted to sign up to do basket weaving, like, where do we go to do that? Or if I say, hey, I have Thursday, that whole day is free, put me to work, how do I let you know that I want to sign up?
We can create an online survey to send out after this.
Okay.
And then I think part of the committee formation, if anyone wants to be in that committee, we'll be kind of organizing those activities and allocating them once we get all the ideas that come in. But I think we'll follow up with an online survey to answer that.
Cool. All right. Thanks.
Good question. So I will get t-shirts made. Kat, we'll have some fun making some shirts for this camp. Kat is the t-shirt master.
Hey, Josh, how you doing, Alex?
What's up, Alex?
So I do have some team members that live outside of Atlanta. If they will want to participate, would there be some sort of accommodations that we can provide them if they want to partake?
Yeah, I think, right now, because we're a relatively short manpower and we're gonna do this camp, we're gonna do it. I am open-minded to everything. So okay. If they, I think there's definitely a conversation to be had. Like, for example, my mom's going to come in for the week, and she pulls an RV behind, and she's just going to need a place to set it up, right? So we'll have to figure out a place for her to set up our RV. But whether it's hotels, whether it's whatever it is, like, I think we can be open-minded and kind of help solve that problem. The alternatives, like, we can always go out there and, like, hire counselors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the board of another summer camp that hires counselors. It's a chore to volunteer people, are committed, they're giving their time, so they want to make it a good experience. I feel like hiring a mercenary counselor is it's kind of scary to me. Like, they're just there for the paycheck. And so I much rather solve something for volunteers than ever look at, like, paying counselors, because it's just a different emotional tie to it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Good idea, though. Guys, I really, really appreciate you guys calling in. It's great at the 22 of us. That's awesome. That's phenomenal. As you can tell, I'm very passionate, excited about this camp. I hope you guys are too. Would love to get you involved in any way. Please, feel free to reach out to me about anything regarding it. And Natalie, I will follow up with a survey, and look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thank you all.